will be required. That's why we need technology in the classroom now, more than ever. Because the path to future prosperity begins here, Ohio's classroom. Educators, technology, and students, powering the future.
You're watching WBGU TV, Bowling Green, Ohio, a service of Bowling Green State University, your local PBS source. Watch, explore. Local broadcast of this program is made possible in part by Bowling Green State University, education worth celebrating. The members and friends of WBGU PBS. Bliss Charter's motor coach service for business and groups, featuring the E4500 LX coach with leather seats, flat screen monitors, Wi-Fi, satellite, and conference tables. Information at blisscharters.net. Following is a PBS Election 2012 special event.
Tonight on Frontline, part 2 of a 4-hour special investigation.
The economy is melting, the Bush administration is leaving. Obama gets a real glimpse of the future. Disaster's coming.
The epic story of the global meltdown continues.
The American people are angry.
Those banks need to be held accountable.
Inside the politics of the financial crisis.
Why do you not fire the CEO of some of these companies that got into trouble?
Taking on banks too big to fail.
How can we not demand from the banks some conditions upon getting bailed out?
There was almost two faces of Obama. Publicly, he wanted to tell you that these were the fat cat bankers. Privately, he wanted to get them on board.
A global crisis.
The bankers were fanning out across Europe. Investment banks such as Goldman Sachs were eager to lend to risky places such as Greece.
Even convents being sold derivatives.
And a culture of greed.
It's actually known as casino banking.
One loophole after another.
They came down here like sharks to raw meat in the water.
Have I got a deal for you?
Money, power, and Wall Street. 2. Tonight on Frontline.
Frontline is made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. And by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. Major funding is provided by the John D. and Catherine T. MacArthur Foundation, committed to building a more just, verdant, and peaceful world. And by Reva and David Logan, committed to investigative journalism as the guardian of the public interest. Additional funding is provided by the Park Foundation, dedicated to heightening public awareness of critical issues. By the Frontline Journalism Fund, supporting investigative reporting and enterprise journalism. And by the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, in theaters this summer.
The inauguration was 76 days away.
This was the most eventful and consequential presidential transition in American history.
In Chicago, President-elect Barack Obama was watching the economy continue to collapse.
Like watching a train wreck in slow motion.
He had to start thinking about this the day after he was elected.
At the start of his presidential quest, Obama had chosen a dream team of reform-minded economists.
That team, for the most part, gathered around Barack Obama. Called the crisis earlier than anyone, and at the center of it, you've got all 6'8" of Paul Volcker.
They had been advising him for months. Warning, really.
Obama, at that moment, gets a real glimpse of the future. Disaster's coming.
And in those first weeks after the election, his entire economic team was stunned by the bad news.
We were all worried about what we were seeing.
Little round things stuck in the sand, whatever they are.
Pretty quickly headed towards something that looked a lot like
Or not actually sand, it's rock, or sand that's petrified, I guess. And 2 pieces of horn coral on it.
There was a growing sense of calamity. This could be the most climactic economic crisis
a really nice one, right?
in all of American history. But we were that close to a complete meltdown.
At the end of the conversation, there's basically no bright spots. And I say to the then president-elect, wow, that had to have been the worst economic briefing a new president's had in almost a century. And the president says, that's not even my worst briefing this week.
Just then, over-leveraged and filled with toxic mortgage assets, the megabank Citigroup was failing.
Every option from a merger to a possible sale is on the table. Citigroup stock fall 23%.
It's a very dynamic situation as the economy is melting. The Bush administration has left or rapidly leaving.
Snail shell or something there.
We're going to be out of here in January. Meanwhile, there's no one really to manage it. I don't know when.
George W. Bush's Treasury Secretary, Henry Paulson, had already spent $125 billion bailing out Wall Street.
Piece of polished pyrite.
And now during the transition, we will spend another $20 billion.
That looks like petrified buffalo poop. Here's one of the petrified nutshell things. I don't know what the heck it is. Really smooth on the outside, though. And where the meat would be if it was a nut, anyway.
There's nobody in charge. There really was nobody in charge.
And
Profits in the banking industry are plunging.
alright.
The economic collapse had begun 8 months before, in the middle of the election.
Purple crystals. Embedded under rock.
Candidate Barack Obama had made the economy a key issue.
Obama very early realized that things were only going to get worse. And so Obama made this decision. The thing I'm going to run on is that there's a problem in our economy. My opponent doesn't see it, and I can fix it.
And early in the campaign, he had traveled to New York to push for Wall Street to change its ways.
I actually went down to the Cleveland speech with him. He was talking about the idea of making sure that the
Top to a piece of horn coral. It's got the little stems and stuff on it.
and that we were doing the business that we should be doing.
We like the special interest. There are problems on the economic scale. We dispute and even embrace. And have to compete.
The Cooper Union speech was essentially Obama's effort to say to the Democratic Party and the country,
Crystal tip with rock it was stuck to.
Wall Street, we had to resume more aggressive regulation of Wall Street.
Bigger one.
21st century regulatory framework. We simply dismantled the old one.
In the audience, Wall Street's power brokers were paying close attention.
He was sitting in the heart of the World Financial Center talking about regulation before we started talking about
Hey,
regulation.
piece of
Free market was never meant
like
to be a free license.
grayish brown crystal inside that, whatever that is.
I would say the reaction wasn't great.
Piece of pyrite. It looks like a chili pepper. Stem.